So now that the election is over, how do you feel? Are you relieved at all?
I am. I thought it was a difficult process. It certainly was difficult with my family. You know, it's a more than a year process for us, especially if you're a newcomer and you haven't been involved in the election process before. You have a lot of ground you need to make up, especially if you want to get your name out, and you try to get it out everywhere you can.
What will be your first order of business as sheriff?
I think to ensure that all policies that are currently in place remain in place for the foreseeable future. And then sit down and with the executive staff, and then sit down with employees and try to figure out what their concerns are. What do they foresee in their careers? What do they expect from me? What I need to expect from them? What leadership entails, and from the executive staff to the first lines. The transition has to be as smooth as possible. We need to get about our business because budgets are coming up and other things are due, and we need to work on those quickly. And I'm sure that'll have by the time I get into office, people will have some concerns, and I'll have to address them, both from department employees and both from externally from various public officials. See what their concerns are, what they'd like to see, what they feel are the issues for them, because it's kind of a team effort.
How long have you been at the police department?
33 years, the last 12 as chief.
Was it bittersweet at all to have to leave your colleagues here for a new job?
I think it certainly is when you've been around for so long. It's just it's interesting as these last days unfold. Just
generally, what are you hoping to change in the sheriff's office, and what will you do differently than Sheriff Haskell?
Well, I'm known as reputation-wise as a very fiscally conservative person, I think, and yet socially responsible. So I think I want to deal with the most pressing matters first, which will be budget-wise. I want to understand their budget as compared to the municipal police departments, and I want to look at what I need to do to get myself ready for budget hearings, and what are the issues that need to be handled right away. And I have some long-term thoughts on ensuring that what we present is a tight, clear, certainly transparent budget. So if anyone has questions about what we do budget-wise, that it's answered, and that there's grant projects out there, and that they're sensitive to community needs and not just law enforcement. So I try to, when I work projects, to ensure that the project I present is a community-wide project. So if there's a better project out there than a law enforcement one, that's the one I want to present.
Is there anything you'd like to say to Sweetwater County residents, the people you're going to be serving soon as sheriff?
Well, I certainly want to thank those people who supported me, and I certainly want to thank my wife, because she had headed the campaign and was most instrumental in that. And a lot of people helped me along the way, because when you're a new person, you take advice from everyone. And I think I would also like to mention that congratulate Sheriff Haskell on his long history of service to the community, because that's important to know too.